Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Let me just see here. YouTube is giving me an error, so I need to check something real quick. So I will be back in a second. Let's see. I'm trying to see what I can do. Are we streaming? So if you are watching me, you can go ahead and leave a comment about if I'm streaming and all that good stuff. Letting me know that I'm on the air. So let me just about to let me see something here. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry, I'm looking at my YouTube dashboard and stuff. Okay, so it says, okay, so we are good. Okay, so it looks like we're good, so we will go ahead and talk about what we're talking about today. So, yeah. So, I guess I'll get it started here. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Gilbo the Shaman, and today we're talking about how to exorcise dark entities, ghosts, spirits, demons, all that good stuff. So, how to get them out of your body and how to get them out of your house. Mainly I'll be focusing on the house stuff, because if you are possessed, then you need you need somebody who's trained to get that out of you. You can't do it by yourself. There's just no way. And if you are experiencing possession, then I would suggest that you go get counseling, because that's, you know, it's really well, we'll talk about it later, but basically it's pretty damaging to you. So anyway, we'll talk about that later. So I'm sorry, my thoughts are confused, my attention is diverted, and yeah, let me just get back to the live stream. So okay, so what I was talking about is so we're going to be discussing spirits, entities, all that good stuff, and how you can prevent them and get rid of them. So the first thing that we need to know is how a ghost is created. How a ghost is created. So a ghost is created because, well, a human has passed away, right? So when humans pass away, if they don't go to the light, well, the common assumption is that if they don't go to the light, then they will, you know, be stuck in this existence as a spirit. So that's the assumption. So that assumption is partially true. So when we die, we will see a bright light, and this bright light is the light of our soul. This bright light is the it's the how we it's basically the light of the soul. So it's your eternal essence is there. So then we have something called the lower self. So we're all made up of three parts. We have the higher self in the third eye, the center for conscious awareness. We have the lower self, the center for psychological projection and psychological programming. And then we have the heart center. So we have this center is basically all about the soul. So this is where the soul is. Sorry, I'm really like, I don't know, distracted or something today. So when we have we have these three selves. We have our higher self, our lower self, and our soul. Now, when we die, the soul automatically, like, this is the part that resonates with you. This is your true self. So the soul is the true self. So when we die, our true self will see the light and will either naturally get drawn to it, or we will become afraid of it and we will turn away from it and go back down to earth. Or we'll basically become away from it or be drawn away from it into the darkness. So the opposite of light is darkness. So it says in the Tibetan Book of the Dead that if you don't go to the light, then you're drawn to if you don't go to the light, then you will be reincarnated, because when you're dead, you're not merging with your soul. And so this causes, since that merging with the soul is not happening, then it causes you to be basically reincarnated. So if you want to be if you want to not be if you want to, as they say, escape the reincarnation trap or loop or cycle, escape the matrix, then you need to become one with your soul. And so everything that I do is geared toward that. Everything that I do is meant to help you become one with your soul. Yeah, so Life Force Rejuvenation, hi there. Hey John. So yeah, rebirth. So when you die, if you don't go to the light of your soul, you will become reborn. You will be reincarnated. So then we have we have three selves. We have the higher self, the lower self, and the heart center, the soul. And so your soul is like a fragment of your oversoul. So the soul that you have within your body is like a fragment of your basically your oversoul. And so, if the fragment of soul that you have in you doesn't go back to the oversoul, which is that white light that we see when we die, then we will be reincarnated, which is what I was saying. So But then we have, like I said, we have, so we'll be reincarnated. But what happens when, people see ghosts and stuff like that? When people see, shadow figures or figures of women in white dresses or little girls or children in white, things like that. How does that happen? Well, basically, what happens is when you die, if you are not fully aligned with your soul, any unconscious part of you, like the unconscious lower self, will basically squirt out onto the earth plane and become a spirit. Yeah. Yeah. So you're basically your lower self, your psychological programming, your unconscious mind will squirt out of you, basically. Will be ejected from your body when you die and become a spirit. And so one thing that's important to note is that I want you guys to know that a spirit is not the soul of a person. It's not the essence of a person. It's the lower self. It's the psychological programming of a person. And so when you die with, this is why it's so important to do this work here. The Qigong, the energy work, the coaching, the mentoring that I offer. That's why this stuff is important, because when you die with a lot of unconscious baggage, then you will become a spirit, or like a ghost with a lot of, basically what a ghost is, the essential nature of a ghost is a human being it's not the soul, but it's the psychological programming. It's the lower self. So it's basically a human who has, like they say, unfinished business. They have these traumas, these hurts, these pains in their unconscious mind that they haven't worked through. And so they haven't worked through them, so they get stuck here, and they basically relive them. Like, it's a weird kind of thing, because they relive them. They relive their traumas, and they are like, stuck. It's like almost like they're stuck on replay or repeat. You've probably seen, or you've probably heard stories of ghosts, doing the same thing that they did the night that they died. For example, a ghost of a woman jumping off a bridge or something like that, or walking across the street and getting hit. They'll replay that because they're trying to like, so they have like still some resentment and things like that. They're trying to basically relive that experience and trying to change it. They're still like, their energy is still stuck in that experience. So let me see what John is saying. John says, my business is done here, yet I am going to enjoy the rest of my time here. I'm having fun here. That's awesome. That's exactly what you're supposed to do here. So I wouldn't say your business is done here, because if your business was done here, John, you would have moved on. Your soul would have said, okay, we're done here. I'm out, you know. I'm gone, you know, kind of thing. And so yeah, it's good to have a positive mindset about that, because you know, the world is meant to be fun. It's meant to be a fun place where we learn and we grow and we experience things and we go through these challenges, and it's kind of like playing a game, kind of like playing a video game. So when we play this game of life, you know, from the soul's level, this life is like a video game. And so when we finish the game, we go back to the soul and we go, oh man, that was so much fun. That was a lot of struggle, a lot of hardship, a lot of pain, but I grew and I evolved, and I had these amazing this amazing experience of being a human. And your soul, you know, if you go back to your soul when you die, you know, your soul is not incomplete. Your soul is complete in and of itself. And so you go back to eternal bliss, eternal happiness, harmony, joy, really bliss. So I mean, yeah, it's you know, the soul is a good place for you to be. So it's only that when you turn away from your soul, when you turn away from that white light, when you die, that you'll be that you'll end up, you know, needing or reincarnating. I am kind of losing track of my thoughts here, guys. I don't know what it is, but we'll see if we can keep on track. Okay, so let's see. So I kind of told you guys, you know, what a spirit is, what an entity is, what a ghost is. And so you know, it's like so basically I'll tell you now what I guess how to kind of get rid of one. So let's say a ghost is or a spirit or an entity or whatever you want to call it is in your house. You know, one day you come home from work and your cabinets are all open and things are moved around and things like that. No, your doors are locked, nobody's broken in, but you can tell that, you know, things are going on. Or maybe you sense that, you know, they're opening doors, or there's just like a dark presence in your home. Well, what would you do? Here's kind of how to solve that. What would you do if a homeless person was in your home? You would tell them to get the F out, right? You would tell them to get the heck out of there. So that's exactly what you do with spirits, because they don't belong in this reality. They don't belong in your home, and they need to find their own, spot where they can be by themselves and not bug anybody. So when we have this, when we have like hauntings and things like that, or poltergeists, or whatever you want to call it, some kind of a paranormal activity, that is spirits that basically are overstepping their boundaries. So those are spirits that are overstepping their boundaries, and they are basically they're basically like interacting in the world as like in the physical world when they're a spirit, when that's just not healthy, so we need to make sure they're in check. We need to tell them to get out of our house, and ignoring spirits, acting like they're not there, that that's just like coming home and a homeless guy is on your couch watching your TV and eating your food. And pretending like that it doesn't exist, like it's oh, if we just ignore the problem it'll go away. No. No, it won't. It'll make the problem worse. So we need to come at this from the perspective of basically that you own your home. That's your home. That's your personal space. That's your boundary. And so anybody who is violating that boundary needs to get out, right? So we just tell them, you don't belong here, get out. There's certain tools that we can use, like smudge sticks, like sage, so I would recommend that if you do have like a ghost problem or whatever, you sage your house. And then you go in, you would go throughout your house, into every room with that sage, and you would pass it along all the walls, all the, everything, and in every room. And then you would work towards the door, so you're pushing them from the back of the house to the front of the house and then out the door. So yeah, that's how that works. And then after that, so after you sage, then you're going to use your sweetgrass, like your you would use like a sweet herb to attract good spirits, or to attract positive energy, and to kind of restore the balance, because sage is a very cleansing incense, herb. It's a very cleansing herb, and it will remove any like negative energy that's there. However, removing something, it's almost like the law of vacuum. When you remove something, that creates a void. And so when there's a void, there's a potential for things to come back and to be, to come back into your home. But basically we want to, sage, create that void. And then what we're doing is, we're going to do like, you would use something sweet, like sweetgrass, or some kind of sweet herb that you would light, and you would you would use that just like sage and go around your home into all the rooms and all that good stuff, and use that to draw positive energy into the house. So that's how you would cleanse a house. And then you, if you like, you could do mantras, you could do a ritual, you could do something like that where you do the seed sound hung is a great sound to repeat, a great mantra. So if you just wanted to do hung, repeat hung like 108 times, and that would help you to kind of create this vibration of that you are claiming your boundaries, that you're claiming your own territory in your house. And so this is how you would like clear out any negative energy. And so you could do that hung mantra. You could do that whenever you're saging, because that would be a great combination to have. You do that hung chant when you're saging, and then when you are and then say when you're doing your sweetgrass, after that, like if you're cleansing your home, you would first do sage and then you would do sweetgrass. So if you're doing sweetgrass, I would do some kind of a mantra like a mantra to Shiva or to Lakshmi. So, because Shiva is all about defending against negativity, and Lakshmi is all about having that good energy, the good energy that goes into your home. So like a Shiva mantra or a Lakshmi mantra would be good to do when you're doing the sweetgrass, or you're doing like a sage thing with sweetgrass. So anyway, let me see my comments section here. Let's see what we got for comments. So John says he has an open vortex invitation to all entities. Yeah. Therify is an entity's best friend, he says. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I suppose. I have no experience with Therify or anything like that, but I see how it creates a vortex. I've watched your videos and stuff, and so if anyone is looking to learn more about Therify and healing and stuff like that, you can go to John's channel, Life Force Rejuvenation. And so yeah, basically, that I understand from what you taught me that does create an energy vortex, and it's interesting, because just like we have negative entities, we have positive entities too, who are trying to heal us and help us and stuff like that. So I would say calling upon the positive entities to heal and to help would be a good thing, a positive thing. But one thing that you don't want to do is call upon negative entities. So, yeah. So, unless, I mean, there's certain, people who will work with dark entities, and I've done it before, and, in back in my brazen days where I would practice occult magic and all kinds of crazy stuff, and really take a lot of chances and risks and and things like that. And I mean, the stuff that I used to do, I would not recommend doing for anybody. It can be very dangerous when you deal with dark entities, especially if you don't know what you're doing, and especially if you don't have like a strong lower self, a strong willpower. So the lower self will actually defend you. It'll actually prevent, or it'll actually put up boundaries around you. That's your aura. Your aura is connected to your lower self. So your aura is or your lower self is kind of protecting you from any like energetic influences that might be trying to manipulate you. Okay, guys, so yeah, we're just kind of so sorry, I lost track of my thoughts there. But yeah. So let me just check out how I'm doing on time here. Let's see. Been live for 33 minutes. Yeah. So yeah, basically how we would get rid of spirits is just kind of what I just kind of mentioned to you guys there with the sage and the sweetgrass. And then, like, for example, how to get rid of or exorcise spirits that are like attached to you, or like, you're being possessed by spirits. I would say the way that they attach to you is by causing holes in your aura. So when you do self-damaging things like drinking, smoking, doing drugs, including DMT, and shrooms and all that good stuff. So, when you do all that, then basically what happens is you take all the energy from your aura and all the energy that's surrounding your body in your aura gets sucked up into your head. And you end up going, wow, dude, and like tripping out. And so you look at your thumbnail and you go, man, I wonder if there's a universe in my thumbnail and a guy looking at his thumbnail in that universe within my thumbnail. You get really like stupid thoughts like that when you're high, but basically that's because all the energy in your aura is now sucked up into your head. But then that creates tears, that creates rips within your aura, because your aura, like a healthy person's aura who actually takes care of themselves and doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do drugs, including, what do they call those? Not hallucinogens, but something else. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So when you have that, when you do those things, that creates rips and tears in your aura. And so a healthy person who doesn't do that stuff will end up having, a stronger aura. And basically your aura is your boundary. It's your boundaries between yourself and others. But let's say if you have a weak aura that has rips and tears in it, then any entity can come along and find that rip or that tear and just get sucked up into it. So it'll squeeze itself through your aura and it'll attach to you. One common place that they like to attach is the back, the spine, the lower back, anywhere in there, because that's where your major energy channels are going up and down your spine. And so they feed off of that energy. And so sometimes they will, if they're a strong energy, or if they're a strong entity, they can kind of push your consciousness back and come up, be like channeled through you, almost like. Basically, that's what we call possession, is when they force themselves into your aura, and when they latch onto you and things like that. So a way to prevent this is by doing energy work. When you do energy work, that means that your energy is flowing and you're actually growing your aura, you're strengthening it, you're empowering it, and stuff like that. So when you do energy work, you will become entity proof. So that's basically how that works. And yeah, guys, so let's see here. Do we have any people on here? It doesn't look like we have anybody on. So basically I'll give you, a couple, like a minute. Basically what I'm looking for is your honest feelings and your questions. So if you have a question for me, the best way to interact with me is by typing the word question in all caps and then asking your question. And then if you have a feeling about anything that I've said, an honest feeling, anything like that, then you can type honest feeling, and then you can let me know your feeling. Now, an honest feeling is not, I think this. No. An honest feeling is, I feel scared, I feel sad, I feel happy about blah, blah, blah. Just kind of put that I feel blank, however you feel, and then put because, or, whatever, and then give your reason. This allows me to interact with you a bit in a better way, where I can actually be helpful to you as a shaman. Because when you're just putting your opinions or your ideas out there, there's no way to, there's no real good solid way to interact with that. So guys, yeah, I'll give you a few minutes to kind of ask some questions and see if my YouTube page is actually let's see if my YouTube page is actually showing the right amount of like viewers and stuff like that, because the YouTube has kind of been lagging for me. You know, it's a little bit I don't know, it's a little bit slow, like it's not as responsive and stuff. So anyway, guys, if you have any questions for me about what I've taught or what I teach, then you can go ahead and do that. You know what I need to do is I need to create some ads, some advertisements, some, like, you know, so I can play those as we're waiting for people to comment and come into the streams and things like that. Okay, so we're just kind of waiting for comments, we're waiting for questions, we're waiting for honest feelings, we're waiting for things like that. So alrighty, guys, so it doesn't look like we're having that, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Yeah. Alright, guys, so we will talk to you next time. Before I go, though, I'd just like to let you guys know that I'm having a huge sale going on right now at vincent.thunderwizard.com. Go to vincent.thunderwizard.com to get 30% off of all my Vedic astrology readings. And you can go to patreon.com/GailByTheShaman to check out my support groups, my life coaching, my mentoring, spiritual counseling, energy work programs, and all that good stuff. Okay, guys, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Let me see quickly. Yeah, so go ahead and end it here. So thank you guys for watching and all that good stuff. So we will talk to you later. Peace.